Merry March 1st, YouTube. It's Darth Cobain17 back at you with another Transformers masterpiece toy reveal. Like I said last week, it had all been Autobots up until then, all Autobot vehicles. I'm into my last 3 or 4 weeks of reveals that I already have in hand. And we're now shifting to some bigger robots, and all the rest are Decepticons. Which I've saved them to last because, for one, they are bigger than the guys that I've done up to now, and B, they're the ones that I most recently acquired. So I kind of wanted to do, I decided to do just all the Autobots first and kind of get bigger as we went along, and just so happens that it ends with all these Decepticons. So the reveal today is I had this toy as a kid from his G1 series in the 80s, and he was a very interesting character. Well, I should probably just reveal him, because I'll just start talking about him and I'll end up saying who he is anyways, because he's kind of hard to mistake. So anyways, today's reveal is the Decepticon Shockwave. Shockwave was the Decepticon that Megatron left behind on Cybertron as kind of the guy in charge when Megatron and his forces chased Optimus Prime and the Ark that eventually led to everybody crash landing on Earth millions of years before the series started in the 80s at the start. And he was overseeing the continuation of the war on Cybertron and the Decepticons' occupation of the planet, and you kind of see your first introduction into Shockwave's character, I think in the 4th episode of the season, when he gets in touch with Megatron and informs him of his progress there. And so here's a clip of actually that moment from that episode, called Transport to Oblivion.
Losing power. Must try to communicate with Megatron. It's our only hope. Megatron! Planet Cybertron to Megatron! Are you there, Megatron? It can't be! Shockwave, guardian of Cybertron! Megatron, leader of the Decepticons. And the future ruler of the universe. Report status. Our supply of energon cubes is dangerously low, but our new intergalactic transport system is almost complete. Excellent. We'll suck this Earth planet dry.
So from that clip, you'll see a couple of things. He's a little bit different looking with the one eye, and he also, I don't know if you can tell because there's nobody really around him, but he is bigger. He's a big, powerful Decepticon, arguably as powerful as Megatron, and also similarly to Megatron, he transforms into a gun, not any sort of vehicle, whether it be land or air or whatever. So he's a little different, very recognizable, very unique, and being as powerful as Megatron, he would probably be one of the most likely guys to take over the Decepticons should Megatron have an unfortunate accident. And we all know that Starscream was always gunning for the Decepticon leadership, and he was not quiet about it, and he was more ruled by rage and passion and voicing his feelings, whereas Shockwave was more of like what you would think of like an actual computer-based robot, right? Like he was totally ruled by logic and calm, calculating. So like if he would only ever gun for the leadership if logic dictated that this is the opportunity to do so, right? He wasn't ruled by emotions and feelings. He was totally a calm, cool customer dictated by logic and thinking. So he he didn't factor in a lot into this series. I think he did more so as it rolled along, but he, being on Cybertron, kind of away from all the action on Earth, he kind of just was like almost like a guest star from time to time, right? When he would, sometimes the action did move to Cybertron and he would be involved in it, or else he was just reporting into Megatron on what was going on, right? So he was kind of that outside guy that was so mysterious and cool. And so here's a look at the G1 toy, which was actually a really neat toy and had a battery pack in it, so his laser would make noise and flash, I think. So here's a glance at that. So it was a pretty good toy for the 80s. It was a little more complex than a lot of the other ones, and a pretty good mold based on his character on the show. But obviously, this is the new and improved version, and I can't wait to open it up and see what he looks like. Let's go! So here we go with the opening of Shockwave, or as you'll see here, Destron Laser Wave. All right. Oh baby. Robot mode or gun mode? That's what I'm curious about. Gun mode. Look at that. That's pretty large. So, as per the usual card, we got some stickers, and they all seem to be Decepticon symbols of 2 different sizes. The instructions. Oh my god, that's amazing. Ah! I just saw something that made me love this even more. So, here he is. Bing, 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 bing. Where's that supposed to go? Right there, maybe? It's like a little slinky cord. So there he is in gun mode. Very cool. I have a feeling this might be an easy transformation because it's kind of just so linear and stuff. Might just kind of all just unfold or whatever. But look at this. So this is his kind of the battery pack or something. This is what the battery pack was in the original toy. It kind of, it maybe goes on the end or something, but I'm not sure what exactly this is gonna be, but we'll find out. We got some different hands, the clear hand, the solid hand. You got a fist, both clear and solid. We got the little pew pew laser hand. And this is the coolest though. A little tiny replica that one of the other Decepticons you can actually put in their hand to hold. Because that's the magic powers of the Decepticon Transformers, is that they can switch from these large robots into these normal sized guns that their comrades can actually fire. So we'll just leave that cartoon magic alone, right? So that's all the stuff that came with it. I love this. This is hilarious. So let's again switch over to time lapse and get this guy transformed and see what he looks like in bot mode. So there she be, Shockwave in all of his purple glory. I was very much correct in assuming that, based on his linear, smooth appearance in gun form, that the transformation was going to be a little easier than some of the other ones, and it totally was. This thing was streamlined. It was like beep, boop, boop, and which is nice because there's been quite a few that I've struggled on. So I also learned during the process that right here is a little screw that you can pop off and put some batteries in, and he actually makes some lights and sounds, I'm assuming. When I opened it up, I thought it would be one of the ones where there's batteries in it, and you just have to remove, the plastic thing that blocks it, the connection. So, but there's no batteries. So I actually have to get some of those watch batteries, or not watch, they're too big for watches, but the bigger round batteries for some other stuff. So once I get those, I might pop some in here and see what it's all about. And he's got one of those things too, where he's the clear thing in the back. When light shines into it, his eye will be a little glowy or whatever. So put some stickers on, and yeah, this is unbelievable. This is amazing. This is the G1 toy was like very top heavy. This portion here, the whatever that part is, the grill where it's got the light into the clear and the plate with the lights that normally are in there. In the original toy, it was very heavy and very big. It almost seemed a bit oversized for his overall character. This one's a lot more relative to his size. Like, everything on this is just like the perfect scale, the perfect weight. They're all articulated. Like, the whole thing is just unbelievable. This I'm not sure if this is my favorite one yet, but it's in the running. So I enjoyed everything about this transformation and this character, and I can't wait to add him to the shelf. He's going to be a little lonely being the only Decepticon there so far, but we'll have reinforcements coming soon. So yeah, so this is amazing. I love this one. I love this this character, this toy. And if you'll notice, I don't know if you can notice in the time-lapse portion, but my little buddy who normally sits here in a lot of the videos, she didn't show up today, but she did show up for a brief sniff around during the time-lapse portion. So you might see a little kitty head pop up during that if you watch real closely. So yeah, other than that, I love this. And there's the button right there that you press to make him go pew pew. But yeah, like I said, no batteries. So anyways, before I start rambling, love this. Can't wait for next week's, because next week's is... There's been a lot of characters I've said that, oh, I never had this toy when I was a kid, and he's one of my favorite characters, and I want him so badly, and I'm so glad I have him now. This Decepticon next week is probably, like, if I had to pick one G1 Transformer character, other than Optimus Prime, because he's the one everybody wanted, of course, and of course I wanted him really badly too, and maybe the Constructicons to form Devastator. Those are probably two of the most I wanted, but outside of those two, I'd probably say the one next week is probably the one I wanted the most next out of everybody. He is one of my favorite characters. He's my favorite Decepticon, and he's one of my favorite Transformers characters after my usuals with like Wheeljack and Hound and stuff. He's my favorite, one of my favorite characters in the whole series, and I can't wait. He's even going to be even bigger than Shockwave. He's probably going to be at least that much bigger based on the looks of the box and stuff. So I can't wait to get him next week. So like I'm not going to wish the rest of my Sunday away by any means, but I'm going to be wishing for this next work week to be going lightning quick, which means it's going to go super slow. But 7 more days, you'll see who it is. You won't be disappointed. And you might be able to guess, because there's not as many characters in general for the Decepticons as there is for the Autobots. There's so many Autobots. And the Decepticons, there's like, a lot less of the main cast. A lot of them are just like the jet drones and stuff, so their numbers are a lot less. So it might be a little easier to figure out who I'm talking about, but there could be a couple that you might be on the fence about. But either way, next week, I guarantee you will not be disappointed. So until then, sayonara.